Hi, I'm David Leitch, the director of The Fall Guy.
And I'm Kelly McCormick, the producer. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. So this song was something that we were thinking about the whole time when we were making The Fall Guy, having Kiss, you know, be this sort of anthemic, sort of fun, just enough camp, just enough cool. Hey, there's the 87 North logo.
Wow, look how cool it is. Good job, Abby.
That's our company that we have together where we make fun action films together.
Yeah, the funny thing about Kiss was written in the script and then kind of rejected by everyone.
Yep.
And except for David Leitch, who somehow had it in his heart and soul the whole time we were making the film, and it was the only song that worked in the end.
Right? Totally.
There's Atomic Blonde.
There's Atomic Blonde, yeah.
Monique Anderton.
Yeah, there's me.
There's David
There's
Leitch
me.
right there.
Oh, that hurt.
Ouch. Did you hurt yourself on that one?
I was fine.
No. Wow.
But
There's Idris. Not really. That was on the back lot of the
That's Jay Lynch.
Universal, actually. It was a reshoot
For Hobbs and
for
Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
And Nobody, one of our
Nobody.
87 North movies.
Tyler.
That's me. Colt Steve.
But that whole opening montage was something that we built towards the end of editorial to just give context to what a stuntman and women do and, you know, and really
What do
lead us into the movie.
stuntmen and women do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Achieve her goal of being a big-time Hollywood movie director.
So uncoordinated.
I don't want to over-romanticize it or anything, but I think what Jodie and I got's the kind of thing you can only really find in the movies. Thank
Hey,
you.
Jody. Hey, Colt, thanks so much for the stunt chat.
Stunt chats, I love them anytime.
Hey, Tom needs to see you at the monitor.
Uh-oh.
So,
Stunt
funny
chats.
thing, this was one of the things Steven Spielberg asked us about in our meeting with Steven. You know, this oneer at the opening, like, how did you do it? What camera did you use? We actually had it on a stabilized gimbal rig. It's a Moven. There really aren't any stitches till you get to the top. This is all one take.
One take. How many times did it take us? 4 times? There's Chris
more than that.
O'Hara, our stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
And a bunch of hand gestures over at the monitor.
Not the best actor. Kidding, Chris.
That is Chris.
Go to one for me.
Jodie, right?
You can see that is not my
Yeah, sound was kind of important here, like pulling out pieces of sound and like tracking the characters as we come around and like when does it, you know.
There's the bro from the taco scene coming up in the far background.
Yeah, he's in the
Very
background
nice
between,
Easter egg placement there, David
Gail
Leitch.
and Colt.
Oh, yeah, no, we're gonna have to go again.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know, man. Do you think
Try and make some magic.
maybe you can do it back?
Oh, how good is Aaron? Look at how good they look together. They like match. It's
I know.
so crazy how well they match.
She's been making him look good.
Aaron was our last cast attachment. It was very hard to find the right guy, actually.
Yeah.
On my dream job.
Still have not cut. I think there was actually 6 takes.
It was at 6.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice work. Even up the elevator. Watch this.
Just now like you wanted to ask me something.
We're still in the winter.
Go for a spicy margarita after work, and I was wondering if you drink spicy margaritas.
Did she make that spicy margarita line up?
I
don't think
think,
that was in the script.
I think it was something that we tweaked the pages before the day, like spicy margaritas. It wasn't in the script.
Yeah.
After this job, I gotta go sit on the sand.
He's going up 190 feet here. That's pretty high.
Towels that I can borrow.
It took 6 months for the stunt team to negotiate and coordinate with the locations team this specific location with all the rigging requirements and honestly some security because there's some pretty important people who work out of this building. It was pretty amazing that we actually got the building at all to achieve this stunt here that's about to come up.
Yeah.
Making bad decisions.
Imagine that.
Those are our real lights used to light the scene.
The fun part about the movie where you can sometimes see your own equipment and it feels normal. There was our stitch. You didn't see it, but we had a great visual effects team that helped us get that. Now Ryan is actually going out. This is really Ryan, and this is
This
really
was really
190
scary.
feet.
I'm down there somewhere, and I was crying at this point, freaking out that our lead actor was dangling at 190 feet. Oh, gosh.
We had such a great stunt rigging team led by Keir Beck to make this happen. Kelly was telling you about the logistics. Yeah.
Oh my God. I just remember the fear.
Colt, are you okay?
There he is giving the thumbs up.
You're not helping? That's so mean.
Took us a while to choose this font, and then we came up with the idea of the screenwriting idea, and like, you know, again,
Movie
movie inside a movie
about movies.
about movies, and just leaning in.
Before the fall, well, they don't mention that it sticks around afterwards, too.
You can hear the weathercaster again in the background.
It's David Leitch.
Is a very soulful voice.
Oh my gosh. And he just kept saying that it was going to rain. Rain, 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 rain. It's actually ridiculous.
That's the joke.
I know.
Cloudy, cloudy.
This whole section, one of the first things we shot, I think, is this apartment, but like this whole section, we ended up intercutting. They were shot separately and cut separately for a
Yes.
long time. But we figured it was the same section of time for him, like, you know, getting this call back, like working at the Mexican restaurant. It just felt like a natural interweave that actually I think was Elizabeth Ronald's daughter, our editor's idea. And it just really flowed so well that we ended up keeping it sort of as an intercut.
Totally. I love how it propel you through this section. And then ultimately, when he's driving the car, makes you feel like he's driving to her. Like he really has a motivation because we've already found out because of the intercut, we find out
Right.
his mission. Mm-hmm. So it feels really good.
Oh, yeah, you're on that Tom Ryder movie I was on. You're the stunt guy.
Not anymore.
Did you, like, break your back or some shit?
I did, yeah.
There's a lot of fun alt takes in the scene with the douchebag at the restaurant. If you guys get on the DVD and you want to see some alt takes, he does some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He sent you a message, right?
The prayer hands emoji?
Right, yeah. Still an asshole.
The prayer hands emoji went early on in prep.
I wish I wasn't.
Ryan used to send us prayer hand emoji all the time. I think it was in the script like from moment go. And so then our sort of like symbol back and forth on all of our text exchanges were
Prayer hand emojis, yes. And then it became prayer hands emoji with lasers.
with lasers
Yes.
and rainbows and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an accident, Colt. Everybody knows that.
Look at those arms.
In a real situation.
I know, he's like a stunt guy.
I just need a little bit of help from an old friend. The best stuntman I've ever worked with in my life. Which is why
The guy with the waffle carrying the umbrella is a PA of ours on our set.
Yeah.
Who is a really cool kid, actually, and just handled the job. He's very serious about being a PA here.
Yes. I love,
It's really cute.
you know, though there was a waffle truck that day on set, you know, that's sort of leaning into the idea of that's the stuff that's around
that
when you're making a
happens.
movie, right?
Yep. The other thing to note is that, well, we're past it now, but the comps in that shot at the restaurant, they're all comps.
Yeah.
The cars driving past, the background CG, if it's anything other than just that restaurant facade, it is an extraordinary count by the effects teams.
Yeah. Totally.
Wait, hold on. Did I tell you? Did I tell you that the directors asked for you specifically?
Sorry to disappoint him.
What, don't you want
Here's a really good example of how we use music. You know, obviously we're building up the expectation, but like the wish fulfillment in this cue, as expensive as it is, it's worth it. Every penny.
I don't know. Maybe I just spent so much time writing shotgun in someone else's story, I forgot how to take the wheel on my own.
I think that voiceover is so critical too.
Yeah.
To tell the story of that he's,
Talking so much anyway.
I'm just a stunt guy.
The hero of this story? I'm just a stunt guy.
It's just exactly what we wanted to articulate, that like,
Yep.
this is a guy who, isn't the star, and you can go on the journey with him and connect with him along the way, and he's just doing his job, getting it done, working hard, keeping his head down, and, dealing with all the shit that hits the fan. And so hopefully it's a relatable way through our world, through, sort of the world of movies.
Yeah. Totally. We had so much fun in that parking garage that night.
Oh my God, it was
Logan
insane.
went nuts. And then we also had a rig that connected to the floor that Effects made that we could do donuts with that just let you do it right in one spot.
So that Ryan could be in that car. He's in that car right now.
Yeah.
And this is the old Sierra. So we are exhibiting like an old Sierra and the new Sierra, if, on the set versus in LA. This one we actually sourced in Australia, but is an American Sierra.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't realize they were scanning doubles now.
It's new technology. Basically, we use the geometry of your face to retarget Ryder's face, and we put Ryder's face back on top of your face.
They really do, by the way, scan you. That's a big question. Like, we do scan the actors and scan the doubles. And, you want to have 3D models of them in case you're doing stunts that you need face replacements or things like that. So this is a real thing.
Does the director know I'm here? She asked for me. Does she want to say hi?
So this was another piece that was going to be a oneer. Ultimately, it didn't make it as a oneer in either cut.
It was a pretty long one.
It was a pretty long one, and we were trying to sort of establish their relationship. I love how you feel Winston right away and their brotherhood. I think they did such a good job of like feeling like they have a history.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Feel free to call me boss. Okay, boss. I don't think I should be in this no man's, right? I mean, it's like, we're not doing anything crazy, are we?
I was just about to explain that.
A cannon roll?
It's time for you to start rolling cars again instead of parking them. You had an accident.
It was a massive miscalculation of the rig. I almost killed myself in front of the whole crew.
And wow, I can't believe the sound department was able to keep all this sound. This is production sound, and that thing was so loud.
It's about how many times you can get hit
Come
and
on.
keep moving forward.
That's messed up. You can't quote Rocky on me like that.
So it's a laser gun with a dagger?
Yes.
Bayonet. Right. Do we need the best?
This is where the kiss came from.
Yeah.
Right? It was
Yeah,
this-
Metal
this
Storm.
idea that Metal Storm was this rock metal.
How many have you done like this?
Sort of like glam rock inspired sci-fi thing. Morphed, but yeah.
It didn't really morph that much. It's still pretty glam rock, I'd
It is.
say.
Yeah.
Metal Storm is actually a title in the Universal Library from the 70s, if you want to check it out. Our Metal Storm is a little different than that Metal Storm. But.
It's beautiful. I want
Now here was our third oneer, the three, the rule of three. This was the one where we're introducing Emily's character.
God, well, I've got to say though, it looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that.
You sure you want to use real pyros?
We definitely don't need this.
No. Yeah, but we're just going to have to loop the actors.
This is, how many takes did we do? Like 9, maybe
Yeah,
10?
a lot. Steady
There's a
cam.
lot going on, and these are local actors who are phenomenal. And David had this idea that our crew needed to be the same actors again and again and again, so we had to keep them on contract the whole time. But coordinating all of these people coming in and out of this world of hers to keep this chaos happening was really, really a challenge for a winner. And the one that we ended up taking, this one, she has a fly on her hat the entire winter, and we had to like CG the fly out.
Adam as the AD is so funny.
He is so funny.
Yeah.
Guys, simmer down, eyes on me. Here's what's going to happen. No VFX, Venti, it looks absolutely fabulous. Nigel Winston.
So at this point, our Steadicam had just recovered from COVID, and he's barely getting to here. and he stops, right? And then that shot keeps continuing, and Ryan had to walk up to him for his close-up because he couldn't even walk anymore. He was so tired. We ended up cutting that part out, but it was pretty funny.
Bad sand.
Bad sand.
Yeah. Think we gotta postpone. Hate to say it.
Dan, what's the delay, please?
We're just doing a little safety check.
The density, it's bad density.
We're looking at the density of the sand.
There's a new driver.
So that whole density of the sand thing was a riff that Ryan earlier in the day was talking to Logan about how they tested the car roll.
Logan Holiday, our driver.
Logan Holiday, our driver, who actually rolls the car.
Here's what you do. You wait till it comes in, it compacts.
And he explains all of this, like, you know, yesterday the king tide came in, it compacted the sand, it like... So Ryan, in an improv moment, starts to riff this whole thing about bad sand and like compacting the sand and all this stuff. He just heard from Logan a half hour ago. But it's fun. You know, it makes it
So
fun.
good.
Okay, the tide's coming up. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Is that Jody?
And Logan knew a lot about the sand because they rehearsed the stunt 3 times.
Yeah.
And we actually shot it twice. The first time we shot it, we got 4.5 rolls. And it was a beautiful crash. And we almost didn't go again, even though we all wanted a world record.
This is one of those times, whether it's an inch or a mile.
We had an extra car. We happened to have an extra car. But did we have the time? Was it worth the risk? You know, why would we do it again? And actually, I think it was Logan and Chris who was like, you know, we would really like to try again. Can we please try again? And we found the time to grab the car and shoot another one. That's Logan Holiday behind Ryan. It's very funny. That's him locking him in. That's him shutting the door.
Yeah.
And he's the one who actually drives the real stunt here.
Do this right.
Engaging the cannon now.
We do this safe and everybody goes home.
Charging the cannon.
But that's really how this works. We use compressed air in the cylinder, and the cylinder punches a hole in the ground and flips the car. So that red button on the dash engages the cannon, and that flips the car.
Action, action, action!
All right, guys, stay
3, 2,
frosty.
1.
Dan, I need him close to the camera now.
Copy that!
Look, I don't want to be that guy, but the sand's a little loose. I can't get any traction. When I do, it jumps, so if you get any closer, you're gonna lose the camera.
I know, but get in there. You got this, baby!
Move up, move up. No.
Oh, man. Did he really hit the camera?
Keep rolling.
Okay, ready in 3, 2, 1.
So then this is the 8.5 rolls.
So
He was going at 80 miles per hour. The Canon had a 900 PSI in it. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee because it is as wide as it is tall, which allows for it to roll better. There's a roll cage, which was purposely built with extra room.
Nobody goes in until Stance gives the all clear.
What else do I know? It's an homage to the first ever cannon roll in the movie McQ.
McHugh was the first cannon roll, and it was on a beach. That's why it was sort of an homage to that. There's Logan behind him.
World record. There's Logan again in the glasses. And so we had to shoot this scene after we actually crashed the car. So
Yeah.
that was all planned as well.
Yeah, and for the longest time, we had In Excess here. Remember?
Whose idea was this?
Yep.
Yeah, we had an In Excess cue there.
We also had a record rip that was like,
Yeah,
which
took
was
that
a little
out.
too silly.
I didn't approve him. I would never have approved him.
She didn't approve me.
Can I talk to you for a second?
I'm not approved. Oops, sorry. I know all the lines. It's a real helicopter back there. That's Fred North. Best camera.
Helicopter in the business.
helicopter in the business. Pilot, because that's not really his helicopter.
Yeah.
He's been on all of our movies, really.
Yeah. He's legend.
That's coming.
Why are you here?
I think there's been a misunderstanding.
Clearly.
Because
If you haven't seen the bloopers, you should check them out, or even the alt scenes, because there were so many great versions of this very hat moment that it was really hard to pick which one.
Yeah. A lot of fun shooting this because they have such chemistry, and you get to see it right away.
They are actors who really listen a lot to their partner, and so they can kind of flow in all different sorts of ways. It's really, really amazing to watch in the moment.
Yeah, I see it. It's they're not making it look as good as you are. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying. But you look good in everything.
The hat, again, was also like a last-minute wardrobe thing, I think.
She was wearing one the day before in rehearsals because of the sun.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we really need to probably have one so that she doesn't get burned when we're shooting.
Yeah.
Literally have no one else.
What's next?
The fire though.
It's your call.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
There's
go.
a lot of scope in this shot with the helicopter and the beach and the equipment, and like it's pretty,
Nice job,
pretty
David.
cool.
Cut in there, please.
How you feeling, Colt Sievers?
He's good.
We're gonna go again, thumbs up, okay? Technical issue, little bump on the dolly.
This whole scene was like inspired by the dress down that Minnie Driver and John Cusack have in Grosse Pointe Blank when she's on her radio show. And he comes in and tries to explain where he's been, and she's super upset about the whole thing. And then we just kind of amplified it and put it on, put it on 11.
Yeah.
In real life, you might call it a fling.
That was a touchstone film for us, for their relationship, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Hopeful.
So it's lighthearted and fun, but there's a lot of pain in the middle of it as well. And
Told each other that over and over.
I think this is a brilliant scene. David Leitch, congratulations on this scene. It's
Thank
really,
you.
really spectacular.
it's
Cowboy is wounded.
it's one of our favorite scenes of the movie. It's, I don't know. It just tells you everything, but it sets the tone, right? We're having fun, but there's real stakes, emotional stakes.
Yeah.
And there's some ridiculousness that's going to happen, like.
Yeah. So funny to think about how worried the studio was about the aliens we were creating and the costumes for the sci-fi movie, and they were so worried it was going to be cheesy and weird, and it just looks so good, and they're so happy with it as well. But I suppose it was a good warning, because I'm sure it could go
Yeah.
super south. But
Totally. Yeah, I mean,
look at him walking on
even
those
when
stilts.
we,
It's so
again, not
silly.
to talk about the Spielberg of it all, but he was like, you guys really went for it. You created your own aliens
that I would use
that I would
as
use in a
aliens.
movie.
In a movie. Many of our crew want to see the movie Metal Storm next. So, Universal, let's do it.
Yeah.
One after another. And she had so many mind-blowing, far superior experiences, you wouldn't even believe it. Right, girls?
Yeah, girls, that's right.
Yeah, it was like a sushi train.
That was a line from Emily that we were not expecting.
There are some great improvs. Sorry, that's my. Yeah.
Is it you?
Yep. I added that in sound. If you recognize it.
If Space Cowboy had to say something, if he was forced to say something, what would he say? How would he justify this year she spent spinning out over this? What could he say? It's a puzzler, isn't it? But have you got any thoughts?
Maybe.
It's really hard to shoot this scene for our DP because of the light
It just kept changing.
and how fast the light changes on a beach with a little bit of cloud cover.
Yeah.
Come again, Colt. What was that?
It's already on.
In this movie,
If you've seen it as many times as we have, you see kind of some of the inconsistencies, and he did his best. It was just so hard. Nobody ever thinks of that.
Yeah, exterior day is a blessing and a curse.
well, maybe I'll just open it up to the group here.
Winston is very funny in this scene.
Yeah, it's really subtle.
You want to say something and it's so important that you can't mess it up.
I like it when the guy starts nodding.
So stupid.
And then you realize you've already messed it up because you thought too long and too hard about it. What's that?
Again, this was something we created on the day.
On the day,
We
in the
created
moment.
this on the day. That was a background artist, and he was just,
But that's David's voice.
yeah.
See, look at Winston there. He's so smart.
Yeah.
Such a good choice.
Because, I haven't read the script, but he'd probably say that he's been living in total regret since then.
Yeah. This one gets you,
He got an opportunity to make it up to him
pulls at the heartstrings.
because he waited too long. And
It's such a great theme from Dominic Lewis under them, too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jody.
Speaking of moving on,
There's so much,
stuff going on.
I
It's
know,
so much
it makes-
detailed. It's so good.
especially because we live our lives on set.
I love
It's just
it,
so
yeah.
easy for us to fall into it and really understand it. And but I'm excited that people get it too. It seems that they get it.
Yeah.
You know. Here it comes.
Oh. What a cool outfit.
Yeah, this is sort of iconic, I hope, because it's, as a stuntman, you wear that vest all the time, wire gags. Like, it's just, everybody has their own. It's like a really personal thing.
This was Gail's, a.k.a. Hannah's, first day on set.
Yeah,
We had decided the day before to throw that wig on her.
yeah,
We changed her wardrobe about 30 times because when she got there, we had originally conceived of like big power suits, but she's such a big personality that then we were sort of like, we actually need to tone her down and make her feel more connected to the rest of them. So we sort of started to like deconstruct how could she still look like the boss, but also be kind of, with among the people on set and stuff. And she was originally going to speak American English.
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
And
yeah.
then we all realized that, like, the way that they all sort of like flowed and improv'd, that for her to actually do it, the American English accent would be way too hard, especially as fast as she landed like 3 days before we started shooting. So it was all sort of like super, super fast. So we were like, you know what? She's going to speak British English and we're just going to have to tell the studio that this is what we're doing. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she just went for it.
She had just come from TED.
Which is like
finishing-
really scripted.
Yeah,
And,
and-
no improv.
Right. So, and we were just like, we were really letting them go. Like, we were really loose, and Ryan loves to improv, and so
Play.
play.
It's part of what keeps it really alive.
Yeah.
The scene's alive, I think. She went with it, though. I mean, I thought we were going to have to... We had no additional photography in this whole film, which is pretty insane considering how big the movie is. Most movies have additional photography. And there were a few times where we had reconsidered trying to shoot this or pieces of it again.
Yeah.
And we just ran out of time during production. And then because we didn't need any more additional photography, we decided not to do this too. And it really hangs together, and you get all the information and you feel all the stakes, and you actually believe her as somebody who's trying to save the movie and trying to help Emily.
Yeah.
Nobody knows she's the villain at this point. Oops, spoiler alert.
Who can trust you more than anyone? She just doesn't realize it yet. As Jodie. This is her big.
So good. So good.
Her first movie to be
Earlier, I liked all these sort of like, if you ever want to go back and stop it, you can look at all the crazy posters of the movies they did, you know. Bad Cop, Good Dog is there. You see Jean-Claude is on the poster.
Yesterday, it's your tomorrow. I'm going to call you your
Right,
tomorrow.
no,
mine
today, that is the door code of Ryder's Loft. The patio door. Took it from his trailer.
He's still doing this Post-it note thing?
Oh,
It's like, yes.
Where
They're
did
like-
the Post-it notes come from?
So the Post-it notes came from Paul Berry, actually, our first AD.
Really?
Yeah. There was a piece of information in the investigation, and we wanted to create sort of the discovery at Ryder's apartment. When we were working on that, really tracking through the script, how we're going to find it, he was joking with me about maybe he's got it on a Post-it note in his thing. And I was pitching it to you and Ryan, and then we're like, what if it's like he is obsessed with Post-it notes? And it just sort of spun into this, like, that's a fun character thing. And we could have fun with these Post-it notes and put crazy things on it and learn about Aaron's character, because he has to haunt the movie. And it just gave us another way to,
Character thing.
build his character without him being there. And so it was sort of inspired by Paul making a joke, and then we took it.
Cool.
This was Kelly's brainchild of a song.
We actually tried a lot of songs in here.
We did.
And we did want something modern and connectable and emotional. And it's actually really hard to put Taylor Swift in movies because her songs are so evocative of the story she's telling. And this being a story about looking back and reflecting and remembering all too well ended up being like the perfect song because that's exactly what he was doing. And it's not the exact same memories, but so many of the lyrics are so connective to what was going on. It was the only song, really.
Yeah, and
Sorry,
I think
I'm
you're
very
right.
serious about my Tay-Tay.
I know you are. And by the way, you're right. We went through like dozens and dozens and dozens of songs. Like Angie, one of our music editors, cut so many tracks here.
Oh gosh, I wonder how many.
But I
so
remember you
many.
playing this for me.
Yeah, during a test screening, it's so funny because there was this one woman who raised her hand in the focus group and said, it's the best use of a Taylor Swift song because it's exactly a Taylor Swift fan's kind of humor.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she said
totally.
that?
Yep.
With the knock. And people do really giggle at that moment. It's pretty awesome.
It totally lands a plane. It's so fun.
Jet lag.
So dangerous, and I'm very sorry. Lighting you up like that was very cathartic. I feel better.
I deserved it. I'm going to make the camera up to you, by the way.
The other thing that's happening here, though, is the truck, which was a really big deal for people who loved the original Fall Guy. All of our stunt guys who, are obsessed with the old television show were like, where and how are you going to put the truck in the GMC, the Sierra?
Yeah.
And, you better do it right. There's a lot of threats.
Yeah.
So the product placement joke, and then the fact that we've got the new Sierra here as his vehicle, allows it to be, if we ever did shoot in his hometown, does he go back to the old version, the old version?
The old truck,
this is kind of the one that's on the set. But I think the stunt community is pleased.
Yeah, they are. For sure.
I think everybody's going to want to wrap Sierra when this movie comes out.
Yeah. Yep, I'm going to see people doing it.
Every time when I think of something to say, it doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, I love this scene too. It's
So
really
good.
such a great scene, and you have two incredible actors that are just bringing it, making you believe. Make me believe, Tom Ryder. Dazzle and surprise me, Tom Ryder.
If you're gonna stay here, we need to keep it like super profesh.
Super profesh.
Professional's my middle name.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that Emily didn't come across as cold and angry and not approachable And we didn't need to worry about that at all. The truth is because that's how Emily is. And she can be completely, and what she brings to a character is like that dimensionality that doesn't have to play it all so, cold and angry and, closed off, that she can be open and vulnerable and, not ready to fall back in love.
Yeah.
But be sensitive to what's past and to the person that she's dealing with in the moment. And it's just, we got so lucky when she said yes to the movie.
We totally did.
This is my idea here.
Yes, this was your idea.
I thought it was going to be so funny. I don't think anybody laughs at it.
Oh, no.
But
It gets a big
very sweet.
laugh.
Yeah?
Oh, every time.
Oh, good.
You are funny, Kelly McCormick. You are very funny.
I was just like, what if he only drives her like less than 10 feet just because she can't stand to get out of the car?
Yeah. And that shot right there was because I had like 3 setups to tell that same story. And
we ran out of time.
We were running out of time. And so Jonathan put on this long lens.
How do you get this done? You got to do this.
So beautiful.
And it's one of the prettiest shots in the whole freaking movie.
I know. So you can hear the music coming in, and it's I Was Made for Loving You and the theme mashed together. Hear the guitar like from I Was Made for Loving You.
It was one of the hardest parts in post is that there were kind of so many different movies going on. You had the Metal Storm, you had the set life, and then you had this investigation happening off, in real life, IRL. And then how do they become the same movie? And it really is, in our case, needed to be through the score. And how does one song or parts of one song combine all of them? And so thankfully we did get the ability from Kiss to use that lyric in the score, which I don't know when that's ever happened.
I don't know either.
But it is really what ties the whole thing together.
All right.
Such a cool idea.
Yeah. Here are the Post-it notes again. Why is Chinese chicken orange?
That was Ryan's joke.
Ryan's last minute.
And this song was supposed to evoke, like, how big of a douchebag can we make him? And no offense to DJ Khaled. But it was just sort of like, how can everybody know that this guy's soundtrack is kind of extra?
Totally.
And that's actually, Cockatoo is a funny story.
Yeah, the cockatoo was written in the original draft as a sober cockatoo that was used to keep Tom sober. And that's a story that Ryan has from some experience of some person who had a sober parrot. And so we sort of grafted it into the movie.
And then we were trying to do this string theory thing that everything was cockatoo related, which is why the
Yes.
the Mexican restaurant's called the
El Cockatoo de Capitan. Yes. He was, in the party scene, he was going to be wearing a cockatoo, there was going to be a cockatoo on the back of his jacket. There was a lot of cockatoo string theory that.
Yeah, we ended up jettisoning some of it.
Yeah.
It's also like kind of the bird of Australia or something. I mean, they're everywhere in Australia.
They are.
Why do you look so familiar?
It was the hardest visual effects shot right there. And if you really look, her face stutters in this way that our editor still can't stand to this day.
I'm Ryder's girlfriend.
You're in Metal Storm.
Yeah.
Hey, were you in that movie Carjacked where the guy named Jack steals your car? And then
Okay, so.
you say, hope you know how to drive.
Dick.
And it doesn't make sense because it's like should be automatic, but the way you say it.
That's Naomi Watts!
I'm just a stunt guy. I'm working on Metal Storm 2.
You lie! We're only on Metal Storm 1.
I meant the whole solo! Is this a prop sword?
I'm a good actress. Hey.
That used to have a whoop
Yeah, it
Do you
used to have
remember?
like a Deadpool. Right. Took that out.
and paranoid right now. He thinks someone's trying to kill him. And I'm like, if you don't finish Metal Storm,
I'm gonna kill you myself.
there is some dark shit going on.
Fun
I
stuff.
remember this scene now that I'm seeing it again. That was just so funny and so fun to shoot.
You could try this club he hangs out at, but you're never going to get in looking like a povo.
And there are pavos. We put that back in the theatrical.
Yeah.
That was out for a long time. But.
Cool.
And do you remember Teresa came up with that line, pavos?
Yeah, pavos.
And we had never heard it before. And then she was like, oh gosh, my mother-in-law is going to kill me because she works with poverty.
Yeah.
It was like, she probably regretted it. And then it ended up in the movie.
The jacket was fun. It was a discovery, that got written into the script after we found the jacket.
Mark Avery found the jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is Ryan's longtime stylist and an incredible stylist and costumer.
Yeah, so the jacket had this Miami Vice stunt team live show on the back, and that became like a bit of a backstory for Colt, and we built the whole boat jump around the idea that he worked on the live show. And again, inspired by a piece of wardrobe. We were going to decide on wearing this neon stuff. We had lit the club very differently a couple days earlier, and then it just sort of switched. Like, if we want this to pop, let's lean into the black light of it all. And then Jonathan Sella and David Schooneman had to like
hustle,
change the sort of vibe, but it turned out great.
Sorry. I mean, no disrespect. Just had a long day. Ryder hasn't shown up for work. That was fast.
You do a stunt today?
I just, car roll.
Matus.
So good. He did such a great job.
There's so many great actors in Australia.
Yeah.
He's a discovery, I believe. I don't know if he's ever really been in much before, but he crushed it.
Yeah.
Those prosthetics that he's wearing on his teeth, he got that morning, and it's actually really hard to speak in those, and he had no problem at all. It was really amazing.
No offense, but I prefer cartoons. See, movies are always trying to make things real. But it's not real. It's a movie. It's not meant to be real. That's why I like cartoons. See, because cartoons...
And your idea of, like, all of these effects, I guess you worked with Matt Sloan on them?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that scene when Dumbo gets into the bad champagne and then he starts seeing the pink elephants on parade and shit? I was like, yes, please.
I'll have what he's having.
Yeah, I just liked the idea of like him tripping, having a fight scene while he's tripping. And we had a lot of different ways we could do it, but seeing the colors blur and like having these, sort of floating effects, we've landed on some great stuff, I think.
Yeah, I like the sort of anime flow when they get hit.
Yeah. The power up
For a minute,
sound.
that used to be a major power up. Like,
Yeah, we had one effect where we had like he was on fire, like, and we took it down a notch.
David had this idea to add Tom Ryder to all those moving posters. It's so funny.
That was, again, like...
That's beautiful mind shit right there.
Yeah.
Ben Jenkin, his first car hit in his career.
Yeah.
Nash Edgerton driving it, who's a really seasoned stuntman and director in his own right. A good friend.
Yeah. Okay, I had a hard time not laughing.
I deliver drugs to him at the penalty.
I was losing it.
And a lot of this was improv, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Matus is just going for it.
Yeah,
It's
Matus
really
was
hard to
hanging
do.
with Ryan, which is good.
How long did this last?
What?
How long is this gonna last?
What are you even saying?
So the idea of a mouth guard, stunt guys wear mouth guards when you're doing stunts. Like, you protect yourself. I don't know if we've ever really explained it, why he has the mouth guard in, but it's a stuntman thing, trust me.
Kevin's on a break.
Okay, maybe you could help me. Can I order the fruit plate?
Okay. Do you want me to call room service?
I don't know. Is that what happens?
Do you have a room? Should I just...
Do I need one? To order the fruit
Hey,
plate.
call?
Fruit plate.
Oof, wow.
Hi.
So look.
Hey.
What happened to your face?
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
This was another scene that we were thinking we didn't
We
need in the
almost
movie.
cut.
It was on the cut. It
Before
wasn't
we
on the
shot
cut.
it.
Yeah, we shot it, but we're like,
Well, we almost cut it before we shot it for
Right.
budget.
yeah,
Emily insisted on we shoot it.
yeah, and so glad. We needed as much time as we could get with them on screen was always a battle worth fighting, but we were worried that maybe we were treading too soon on some things that we wanted to pay off later.
Yep.
When my glucose levels get low, I get a little.
Okay. Is that a new thing? Is that a new thing?
So it's hard, like, he's got to, like, play high, but still be lucid enough to have this conversation and pulling it all together underneath the surface.
You know, I've learned a lot about myself since we've last seen each other.
Why'd you disappear like that? God, I wanted to be there for you.
No, but how's she supposed to do quality work if you keep harassing her all the time?
Her outfit and also Gail's shirt are about Hawaiian shirt day, which is a thing that sets used to do.
Yeah.
Every Friday, everyone wore Hawaiian shirts.
Yes.
And we thought it would be really cute to sort of like Easter egg that in for old crews from back in the days.
Yeah.
And you'll see in this next scene that a lot of people are in Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, when we get in front of the Opera House, you'll see it.
Everything's rosy, but I feel like if I lean into reality, then maybe that's the way to go, and most love stories don't end well, usually.
Yeah, and we're talking about the third act. We were actually having our own sort of like finalizations of the third act, problems of the third act, which is why we wrote it into the scene and like
And into the other scene.
into the other scene.
Yeah.
It was sort of life and art colliding.
We were definitely having a problem with the third act.
We were.
It's on ice.
Oh, Kevin, he was a great local actor.
So good.
Yeah.
He used to do calisthenics and stretching all the way up and down that hallway. That didn't even make the extended cut, I guess.
He had a whole routine,
He had a
getting ready
whole
to crash
routine.
through.
At one point, I think the horse was out there,
Yep.
the unicorn.
Yep. It's so relatable, though. I think everyone's had this happen to them outside of the crashing through a door. And there, the unicorn's still with him.
Which we put that unicorn in later because we took him out of so many other parts of the theatrical, but we wanted this split screen thing coming up right here to feel like maybe he was high and none of it was real,
Yeah.
including finding the body next. Again, spoiler alert, but if the unicorn was still a part of it, then you could kind of suspend this disbelief that maybe he was high the whole time and none of it really happened.
Yep, totally. And even mentions that now outside of the Opera House, like, did that really happen?
Or do you think it's a gimmick?
I think it could be super cool. Yeah, how do you...
So the split screen was like sort of a technical experiment. Like we shot Ryan's side first and took all the measurements with the dolly, the push-ins, the lens, everything.
Prominent divide between the lovers, and I want that.
And then we had Emily off screen, and then we had Ryan off screen with a monitor, and he's feeding her lines, but we're doing the same exact moves and dolly moves and measured everything on her separate set pieces. So it was a little bit of a science project, but a fun one, you know. something that we were really excited about.
Seem to be pretty manageable problems. Jody, how's this?
Manageable problems. The aliens.
And part of the reason was they had so many phone calls in the movie. We were like finding ways to connect them, you know, because they're so good together on screen. And then the split screen experiment seemed like a really fun sort of rom-com thing to do in the middle of this, you know, sort of action comedy.
Also, that OG movie, was it called Pillow Talk?
Pillow Talk, yeah.
That everything was, the whole movie is in a split screen.
Yeah.
Was a real reference for this. And we thought it was such a romantic movie in a way to really kind of pay homage to that great film.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Of course you
Did
do.
you?
Yes, of course. They're on the park bench. She's got her head in his knee. She's a regular.
This part is so fun and so funny.
I think people that love movies know these references, you know? And this is a movie for people who love movies and love the idea of movies and making movies. And so
There's a huge part of the audience who, you know, are like the 30 and over women who love that section about Julia Roberts because they all grew up on watching those movies and loving those movies and watching them again and again and again. And they just start giggling when it's all wrong before the punchline happens. It's really fun. So like a wave of giggles.
You know, but maybe it can't. Maybe it doesn't.
Right. Yeah. But what do we know, right? Because all we know at this point is that the cowboy likes the alien.
this is shows you how great a physical comedian Emily is, and like the nuance with the glove. Her idea to put the rubber hand on, again, looking for ways.
Was it her idea?
Yes.
I just couldn't remember whose idea that was.
Well, we were
so
goofing
funny.
around. She's like, maybe I should put the hand on. And I'm like, you should put the hand on. And then it was like, no, you got to put the hand on. And she's like, no, maybe I shouldn't put the hand on. I'm like, no, you got to put the hand on now. Like, you brought it up. And you see how she uses it, and it's so funny, but we're not losing the emotion of the scene, but we're laughing, and it's so endearing, and it's like, it's brilliant.
Especially because it's the setup to the payoff of when he's in the alien costume with his hands. That's the part that I just am blown away by, that connectivity there.
Yeah.
That is not the real horse.
That is a great visual effects horse.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's a unicorn. So in the tub is Justin.
Justin Eaton.
Yeah, that's one of
the doubles.
One of the stunt doubles
his
for Colt.
main section was the fight in the bar, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. He's playing Henry Herrera.
Yeah. Henry Herrera.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
The dead stunt double of Tom Ryder.
In the hotel.
Oh, this scene.
This scene.
So he comes to set in the morning, and we had the scene, which was sort of recounting all the things, but he had added a lot of flavor. Early on, we had talked about Colt, like, having these moments of, like, talking to himself and over-talking, over and explaining. So he had reworked this monologue to make it this way. So fun.
He's obviously playing it a little pushed, and the idea is that, like, he's still a little high, so
Yes.
he can go a little insane here, which is so fun and so good and such a good choice.
There's something about the lead character calling out the ridiculousness of what just happened as well. Like, you know.
Yeah, because the point was that the investigation was all a setup to set him up. It wasn't a real investigation at all. And we wanted to make sure that the audience knew that we were in on how silly it was. It was not supposed to be a proper investigation.
Right.
I'm here, mate. I want to report a crime.
Okay.
Nice crime. So silly.
Yeah, you're still getting a ticket, mate.
So beautiful. Sydney, there you go.
How do you know I was dead? You could have just been knocked out.
Hawaiian shirts.
Hawaiian shirt day. You see Winston's got one on.
And are you forgetting that you were high?
Winston's outfits are awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me just stop you right there. Whatever you told Jody last night,
I don't know
that's
what
got
I
her all
said.
fired up.
About what?
And now I have to build a truck for a 250-foot jump.
We kind of chose the title Metal Storm because David wanted to make it feel like the plot of you could kind of grab the plot of the sci-fi movie. The good guys maybe were in gold, the bad guys were in silver, like Aliana was in copper as the ambassador between, and it was just like kind of an obvious way and to kind of separate the different factions in this movie we weren't going to get to spend a lot of time on, which I think is and it looks so beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
This sequence, all of it.
Yeah, you wanted it to be good guys, bad guys, easily identifiable.
Yeah. And the city of Sydney gave us access to this opera house, which I think is maybe the first time no, it's not the first time, but it's the first time in a long time. I think we had it for 2 days of shooting.
Yeah, we were there 2 days.
And we wanted it to look like it was part of the set. So our production designer, David Schoeneman and David Leach, decided that the beautiful architecture of the Sydney Opera House was just like part of
this alien landscape.
Yeah.
So cool. I don't need cuts. I don't need gimmicks. I don't need anything. I just need you to finish this movie, maybe even make it a great movie,
And you got Space Cowboy. It's pretty easy to identify the hero. So you got Colt now embodying the hero of the movie.
What are we waiting? In the golden outfit.
In the golden outfit. He's doubling, and now Ryder's not available. He's got to step in and be the hero. And so there is some sort of underlying themes that are happening right now where the stunt double is becoming the hero of this story in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, we added the rain machine pretty late in the process. We thought it would be really funny to show that a lot of times on sets on movies, rain is added on perfectly sunny days to make it look cool or lots of different reasons. But for people to see behind the scenes that actually happens, it's not always raining when you're thinking that it's raining on a set.
Yeah.
And then David's idea of making it look like sometimes we're looking through the lens as opposed to out in the moment for this sequence is I think, really cool. That plus wires, watching people be pulled around, that was, seeing the stilts of the aliens, all of that was part of the fun of getting to design and, letting people see how cool it is and how cool it looks when the wires are actually on, which they would be painted out and, once the movie is completed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really love this sequence, how it turned out.
This was hard to pick the song for, too, actually.
It was.
I'm
glad we landed
wanted
on
to put this song in a movie. I feel like we've tried it in every single movie we've ever made, and it's never fit.
Yeah, I know, right? It's such a good song, but I'm glad it's perfect for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the sort of sound palette. So the green dots on the face are real. Like you would use that in a movie if you were going to face replace the double. And you knew you were going to face replace the double, you would put tracking markers on their face to shoot that shot.
If you like karaoke, you could come. Like I would like you to.
I'll be there.
Okay. I didn't know what that was. That
also improv.
Yeah, this is such an improv moment between them.
Holster that.
Yeah, it's holstered. It's done. Forget. You never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she really was embarrassed that she did that. Like, what am I doing with these silly finger guns?
Could have possibly
And then he
been.
makes it cool. You saw the finger guns.
Yeah.
I didn't have breakfast.
Yeah, you did.
So this joke about breakfast is a total, it's funny, we showed the stunt people a couple weeks ago, the movie, and every single one of them laughed at this joke because you're always rushed to set and you don't get breakfast, and then you're technically in meal penalty the whole day. And it's something that we always argue about as stunt people. So that was my insider stuntman joke.
And they got it.
Oh, they all got it. And the studio did want me to cut it because they're like, no one gets that joke. And I'm like, the people that need to get it will get it. Give me the 2.5 seconds for it.
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, but I'm late and I gotta get Ryder's dogs to daycare. Fluffy needs her oatmeal bath. She gets hives.
Hey, should I be looking for another job, Arma?
I think that's a great moment with Gail, too, where you think she really is trying to protect him and get him out of town, and that it's gone sideways and stuff. And I don't know. I don't, like, when we showed my sister, she didn't know that Hannah was the villain.
The baddie yet? No? Great. Yeah, I feel like we tucked her in pretty well.
Here, too, in this next scene. Yeah. It's hard to do.
It is.
Tag was an awesome partner to us in this movie.
Yeah. So we
Those
really
dogs weighed together probably 3 times more than Stephanie does and drug her down the street countless times. Our animal trainers were awesome, really awesome. Like, we barely had to replace Jean-Claude, but somehow this collection of dogs liked to go places and drug Stephanie everywhere. This was always conceived of as an intercut sequence, so when the action comes up, it's interesting, you know, we didn't have to shoot all that you would normally shoot if it wasn't interwoven with another sequence. It was a great solve for a problem that we had in Sydney, which was finding long enough stretches of permittable location to be able to do big action in a sequential way was really, really actually impossible in that town. So for it to be interwoven was kind of the big solve, and it works really, really well up here, coming up.
Yeah.
6 a.m. tomorrow. Don't be late.
We were shooting this when Stephanie was nominated for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and she had to go, and it was the award season. She had to go back and forth about 800 times.
I know, poor Stephanie,
for
but she
such a great moment. She's such an important character, but it really wasn't that much footage. It's crazy how often she had to come back.
But,
poor thing.
Yeah, but she was so
great,
gracious, and she's so
great.
She's so fun. Great choice.
Okay.
For the right price.
What do you want for it?
A producer credit.
On Metal Storm?
Look, I need career protection, okay? I'm burning myself with this.
I'm a stunt guy. What am I supposed to do
You're
about
a
it?
stunt guy who used to date the director and seems to be getting close to rekindling some sort of short but legendary, torrid love affair.
Do you think we're close to rekindling? I mean, it feels like it to me.
Is it a deal or not? It can help you find Ryder.
I'll do what I can.
I don't have the passcode. Just figure it out, okay, stuntman? Just find Ryder. I'm gonna need you to sign an NDA. As you know, nothing in this industry.
I don't have time for an NDA. I gotta... I'm late for karaoke.
I'm late to karaoke.
Oh.
Shut fire! Ryder's phone, where is it?
This is in The Rocks.
The
right?
Rocks. The Rocks.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
You sad that he left town?
Yeah, I love the intercutting, you know, because really then the action is really about the love story. And I think that was our whole conceit from the beginning. And you're right, it allowed us to do some scopy things, but not have to have all the connective tissue.
Engage your core.
So many fun riffs with the dog. That's an homage to sort of like the classic jumps from the original show.
Yep.
You know, which they did like 3 of those every episode.
Yeah, it jumped 50 feet. It jumped 9 feet high. And the ramp was 5 feet high with a collapsible kicker, in case you guys care.
All right.
Okay, Jean-Claude. I'll buy you a drink when this is over.
So the stunt team did an incredible job, like with this sequence and like really designing some fun stuff with the garbage bin and like being creative with the pieces of, you know, puzzle that we had.
Yeah, This sequence had 50 stunt drivers being used at any given time. So you don't think about it, but it's all the cars driving around them, near them, between them are all stunt drivers. Then there's safety involved.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted me to get rid of him. And he just left.
All this here in the tunnel.
Did that guy really get hit off of the back? I think?
No.
So that sign is fake, right?
The sign is fake. That we did a VFX version of that where he's sort of motion blurred out, but the roll and the impact is real.
Can I get another one, please?
This is one of my favorite moments in the movie.
It's such a great moment.
He can do whatever he wants. He's an adult human male, and he should.
Eating those puffs. And she's like on tears, like verge of tears. You can see the tears welling, and she holds it back. And it's funny when she says that with that stuff in her mouth. It's everything. That shake of the head. I mean, look at that. That is a performance from
It's a brilliant.
the top of the game. I mean, just stunning.
It's funny. It's endearing. It's sweet. It's everything. Real.
I think we recorded like 5 different songs in case we wanted to use any number of songs.
Oh, God. We recorded so many.
And then we ended up with the original plan.
Yes. Yeah, she had to sing for a day straight, all these different tracks. But Ryan on the Bridge, that was like at 5:30 in the morning. We got the bridge for 3 hours or something like that. And he shows up a little drowsy. And we're like, dude, we gotta go. Like, he's looking at me like, he knows I'm stressed.
So what's the plan? Should I rehearse this? And it's
I'm
like, yeah, no, we can't do any of that. We
hooking
gotta
you up
just
to the
like
wire, so you
trust
gotta
me
go.
and roll.
Okay.
It must have been pretty scary actually, but you wouldn't know it.
No, he was the best.
It was starting to rain. We had it actually from like 4 in the morning until 10 in the morning, right? And he came at like 6, and toward the end of it, it started to rain. It was supposed to rain the whole time. Toward the end of it, it starts raining.
Yeah, we got lucky because we would have never been able to come back. Yeah.
I love this song.
There's nothing left here to remind.
So that's
I
on
don't
stage,
know if people
actually.
see this, but this is hysterical. That's right. It was just going very slowly.
On stage.
This is a really big deal, this spinning bin. Keir Beck showing off his rigging prowess, unbeknownst to much of the audience, I'm sure. And actually, that's really Ryan in the rotating
bin that we're dragging.
Not the whole time, but a lot of the time it is.
Mm-hmm. And Dan Oliver, the special effects team that was able to create the bin spinning, right?
Yeah.
So we could do it all in situation. Like, we're dragging this thing across all these streets.
Yeah, this is all practical.
Yeah.
That's practical.
Practical.
That's actually Ben Jenkins hanging off of there, but practical.
Yeah, you can hear the score coming in. Like, so we enhanced the Phil Collins song with score, and actually you hear their theme. Yeah. Getting everybody involved, even Jean-Claude.
Oh, and nobody expects him to go through that window. And it's so, I don't know, just
It's a great
really
needle,
hardcore. It feels very hardcore.
needle skip moment.
Thumbs up.
That was Ben, by the way,
Thumbs
going out the
up.
window.
And he really did. I mean, there
Yeah.
was a mat, but he really did. It was a long way. Oh, who doesn't love the man and his dog running for the love of his life? Oh my God, it's so epic. And this transition is so good. I will give all the credit to Elizabeth Ronaldsdottir. You think he's going to make it, you think he's going to make it, and she's still pouring her heart out on this stage. And until now, it's like, what? Where did she go? And that transition is so good. Oh my God,
great.
it's so good.
Where were you? At a rave? In the sewer?
At a rave in a sewer?
What's with the dog?
Give me a sunset on ice and a water bag.
Coming right up.
What's this?
It's Ryder's phone.
Why do you have Ryder's phone?
All I know is some really bad guys are trying to get it.
Are you serious?
Look at Venti singing her heart out in the
Oh my
background.
gosh, she's so funny.
Then find Ryder and get him to finish Jody's movie.
Okay. Oh, shit. Yeah, Venti. She's like a tech genius at this stuff.
What's poppin', homeboy?
That's what's great about sets is that I always say if there's an apocalypse, I want to be on a set because somebody's good at everything. And this is an example of that. Like, we've got a tech expert here. Like, you know, she'll get us into this phone. I mean, it's not the case this time, but
Right.
she has the skills to get it open eventually, which is more than you can say for if you were anywhere else
Totally.
than with your film crew.
Yeah.
Dan actually did sing as well.
He did. He sang Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk?
Yeah.
And that was a joke.
Like a beast. I mean, it was so good. It
was so good.
So good.
It was sort of set up as a joke, and then we didn't have the time. I love that shot of the dog drinking. It's a good button out of the scene.
Jean-Claude, regardez la cockatoo.
Guard the sober cockatoo.
Silver.
Sober.
Oh.
He gets his jacket back. Super important coming up. We get to have some fun exploring these Post-it notes.
Also a Ryan line,
Yeah.
Momoa or Momoa.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a Easter egg plant to pay off later.
Yeah.
Ooh, what do you got there, buddy?
I deserve this.
This one says 2% breast milk and nobody sees it. It's very funny. A lot of the other Post-it notes are hilarious, and our art department just went nuts, and they're so funny. I wish I would have remembered them.
I know there
It
were
was
a
so hard
lot
to
of
come up
great
with our
ones
own
that are
jokes
just
later.
sitting around.
Oh my gosh. So this was just the idea that we came up with while we were shooting, that we just would give Aaron
The
the
cell phone.
license to shoot his own stuff on an iPhone and give him a few different costumes and let him do some stuff. We gave him some ideas, and this is what he came back with. And we almost didn't put it in because it was this big sort of question of tone for the whole movie, and where you could put the comedy and where you could put a serious kind of element. And these guys got really silly in this scene sometimes, like coming up, and it needs to have stakes. So we decided, oh, why don't we put the comedy in what Aaron's doing
Yep.
and show as many of those stupid videos as we have so that people are having a good time and, like, you know, before it gets more serious.
Totally.
And then our characters could be more serious and he could be the fool. Kinda.
Yep.
Look at those golden shorts. The product of toxic celebrity was sort of what we were really aiming for here.
Yeah.
Did they just kill Henry?
I do like all of a sudden, like the score comes in, the stakes ramp up. Like, that's a shock moment. People are not expecting that moment. It's great.
Oh, it's Venti. Hey,
Dan,
hello?
turn on the news right now. I can't believe this.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch it in an audience because people are like, oh, no way. And
Yeah.
they're so shocked by this. Actually, this part, the newscast, like, it's kind of fun to know that they went along with what we were going for. And then they, and then this surprises them. It's like, what was the plan all along?
Yeah. And this is like shocking, but also funny.
Yeah,
They
David
all
shot that, and we were like, why is he shooting that silly camera? And then it ended up like being kind of critical of the movie. And it's funny. It's
Yes.
it's silly that he covers his face.
I gotta call Jody.
It's high noon. The edge of the universe, folks.
So Jody in the editing room, you know, we were like,
It looks like
she, after karaoke, went to work, like you do sometimes. You just got to keep working. A director's job is never done.
This dude always forgets that he's mic'd. I know. He says the great.
And I was like, we get laughs from the texts.
Yep. But the editor is really saying something important about like
Yeah.
how he always forgets he's mic'd. She's planting what we're going to need later. And they're having this real moment you do have with your editor when you're watching that stuff, you know?
Mhm.
It's very, very well done, David Leitch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, we were going, we had a lot of different quotes from movies there that we were trying.
It's Aaron in the Bullet Train. That's a little Easter egg from Aaron in the Bullet Train junket right there.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead. That's the funniest line. Is this rubber? Oh God. And he's like, what am I gonna do with this fake gun here? Oh God, I guess I'll do that.
Yeah, I remember
now.
challenging the stunt team. It's like, you know, we need to use movie props. You know, like, can we have memorabilia at the apartment? You know, back to the original show, always had like, you know,
Yeah, not real.
not real stuff that he had to deal with, but real stakes. Fun to watch their different fighting styles too.
And then you setting up the, you know, gun what had blanks in it from when he walked around the apartment during the Iggy scene is really critical to this paying off.
Yep.
Feathers.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson!
That was Winston
So
wanted to quote all these movies, and it was a really fun idea during the fight.
Well, that was, you had planted that in his character, and then he
Right.
was like, I'd do it during the fight too.
Yeah.
I don't think people catch how funny that is. It's the only phone that had anything on, you know,
It's the only thing that
evidence
was-
on it that they needed.
Yeah.
And it's blown to shit.
Hey, man bun! Where's the phone, stuntman?
Jean-Claude, attaque!
Here we go. Rule
People
of
get
three.
very upset about this.
Rule
scene.
of two. Biting people in the nuts. It's great.
They are so worried about Jean-Claude getting shot there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take.
It's such a great moment.
I'm gonna go out the front and make sure no one's there.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, take Jean-Claude, would you?
Okay. All see.
It's also a great moment that we will pay off later of those two guys fighting Dressler and Winston's character.
Totally. That's the setup, you know.
Such a cool use of blanks only.
Colts down.
Yeah, this is a great moment. Hero moment. I love this set. It was like one of the first things we built on stage before some of the stuff in the script hadn't even been really locked, but we had to start building.
Yeah. It was so
That's-
big, it was really hard to fill, though. Remember, I kept saying, get more shit in there.
Yeah, I know. We needed more dressing, more dressing. But it connects perfectly to this is now a practical exterior.
Yes.
You just feels the geography works so well.
Yeah, and that leap is pretty cool. He's on a wire there. That's Ben Jenkins, but truly does land through the top of the boat.
It's our introduction to Aaron.
It's actually going to be, that's the setup to the payoff of the trailer moment with
Yeah.
a different actor.
Ooh, Gail, so tense.
Remember old Drizzy, right?
I mean, also just all the scenes between Hannah and Emily are so freaking good. Like,
Yeah, they're great.
Where is he? It's a matter of urgency. I need to know.
And this torture sequence is brilliant. It was hard to modulate because they had so much great material. It was very, very long. We shot it for 2 days, I think, and with some stunts in there, I guess, too. But just the idea that they had a lot to unpack, you know, and when did Colt take it seriously that he could be in trouble? And so could you still have fun with it until the moment that it's actually the point of no return? It was really interesting to kind of modulate. Wrong.
What went right? I think that's like his Nicolas Cage moment.
He actually looks like Nicolas Cage right there from like Moonstruck.
We used to be like brothers. You and I entered into the sacred bond of actor and stuntman, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You think Colt could murder us?
Also, Aaron's American accent is pretty great.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
And I was like, just stamp on it. And he was like, no, let it live. I mean, it's cold.
I told them all of that. I told him who he is, who I thought he was.
Did you? Emphatically?
Yes, I
Yeah, because
did.
he was at the airport where you sent him.
He never got on the plane, Jody.
How many movies we done?
Oh,
How many?
I don't know.
Yeah, too many to count. That's right. Because I put you in the contract, didn't I? I put you there, right there.
I mean, we really wanted to unpack the history of like these two guys, and like they'd done a lot of movies together, and there was like, it is a big betrayal.
I did that for you. What are you gonna do for me? Huh?
Die, I guess. Right? Die? Is that the plan?
It's nothing personal.
God. Well, I'm taking it personally.
Yeah, I can see
The
that. But you know
torture,
what? It's just business.
the
Ron. It's
drugging,
just
the
business. I mean,
taser.
Tom Ryder's a global
taking that
brand. I
personally.
literally move Marcus. If I go down, the freaking Dow goes down. If you break
I think we put that in because the Dow goes down. Why did we?
I don't, it was,
I feel like we saw
it was
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian moves markets.
Moves markets.
Yeah. And so that became part of the monologue.
I think I got fed that in my Instagram.
Wait a second, what?
We went back and forth like, should he be directly responsible for the accident? A lot in the script. Should we, should he not, should he not? And I think ultimately we shot it both ways, but we landed on it. Really needed the personal, you know, he was responsible for that moment, and that any retribution he get is justified at this point.
Yeah, and then the notion that he was just getting away with it and getting worse, like he had gotten from breaking this guy's back to actually, you know, killing this other guy, like how, you know, it's gotten out of hand and making him a more dangerous villain.
Yeah.
Henry's no different, you know?
Hey, you do your own stunts?
And again, that toxic sort of celebrity and how far do they go and when is too much and what do they get away with, we wanted to definitely plant in there. I think we also wanted Gail to be complicit and responsible to a degree as well. So, and she's such a great villain in the sense that, you know, she has this asset to save. She has this thing that's very important to a lot of people to keep going, you
Moves
know?
markets.
And, yeah, and well, not just him, but the movie, you know? And so she's, what else is she gonna do? You know, she's so her only moves if she's gonna get through this. I mean, it's really pretty, you know, there's something kind of like connectable to kind of their
what they were holding on
problems.
to. Yeah.
Let me help you.
No, stop.
Let me take it
You
off
know
your...
what? Just give me a minute.
Yep.
Just give me a minute.
Yep.
Come on.
This plan was so simple. Yeah, we were gonna put Henry's body on ice so it doesn't decompose. We could pull you out.
I mean, can we talk about Aaron's fitness? Like,
I know.
I mean, I know he was like about to do a Calvin Klein ad.
Right.
So he was like tip-top shape, but man, oh man.
Totally. I think that's how the improv came out later with Ryan. Like, you know, you need a sandwich. Like, we all died when you did
Brain.
Your brain runs on glucose.
We got the murder. Now we just need the suicide. Sad.
It's plot heavy. We're getting tangled in exposition.
I just love that section. It's so meta, but it's so what they were trying to do.
Yeah, totally.
You need carbs. Your brain runs on glucose. For simple cognitive functions, you need them.
Call it you're the fall guy. You're the fall guy, you know. Where's the phone? I mean, you can keep taking hits all night, but you...
It's the classic at the docks.
We were shot exterior at the docks, right in Sydney Harbor.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful location.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that background
so quiet,
is real.
All night long. It was cold, by the way. Very chilly.
Up there, go check.
We were going to do it all on the boat, remember? And we were trying, and we had this yacht, and we got the yacht, but there was never a platform that had enough space.
But also, we lost the yacht one of the days.
Yeah.
And that was why we had to do it on the docks, because we couldn't get the yacht for
another
third
day. Right.
Yeah.
It was better to see the yacht and have it as dressing.
It's much more cinematic.
Uh-huh.
And it's just different than having it in a room someplace, which is why we chose to do it in the yacht, actually.
Totally.
Mark, put a lid on it.
And we had to take a boat back and forth to base camp, do you remember?
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yep. Yeah, all that background's real. Normally, people would be like, you shot this on stage.
Blue screen,
Yeah.
and that's comped, and it's just not the case. It's actually full-on IRL. I love that moment.
Yeah. These fall gags real.
We had a real fire breather on set.
Yeah.
To
teach the double, to teach Justin how to do it.
Yep.
And then we ended up using it as an element for the actual fire coming out of his mouth.
Yep, and then embellished it a bit.
Yeah.
The Miami Vice cue in here. For the people who know Miami Vice, it's a great cue and it's a great moment, and just kind of, you still somehow stay in the movie. It doesn't take you out of the movie, but it is just this fun little wink. That's Ben Jenkins driving the boat. And we actually did that jump.
We did, but we had a blind driver
driving it.
Driving it, yes. So there was a person hiding underneath. This is some beautiful shots in the harbor that we were able to get. Like, the scope is so amazing.
Sort of happens a little fast.
Yeah.
How easy it is to get out of those things, I have to say. A little bit of suspension of disbelief, David.
Maybe we needed a better sound. Like, snap.
Colt?
Hey.
What's going on?
What you sing?
What?
At karaoke. I'm sorry I didn't make
It
it
doesn't
up.
matter. Listen, everyone's saying you killed Henry. What's happening?
You're gonna hear a lot of things that aren't...
Again, like, trying to make these scenes as cinematic as possible and, like, keeping you immersed in the movie-making world. And so this is...
Yeah, it was just such a cool idea that her movie's going on in the background, and she's just, you know, it's being filmed, like, it projected upon her while she's going through this very dramatic moment. Is so cool.
You give the thumbs up. But after my accident...
But this is my favorite scene in the movie. I think.
I wasn't okay. And not because I...
And I remember shooting it, and the noise in the boat was so loud, clunk, clunk, clunk. And again, the sound department did an incredible job because this is all practical
Well, Ryan
sound.
thought he was going to have to
Loop it all.
and it wouldn't have been the same.
Huge shocker. And they thought maybe I wasn't so special or something, so I,
It was so awesome that he felt the tears.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't just disappear on you, just disappeared on myself.
It's not a moment you would see in an action movie. And he plays it so real and earnest and emotional.
And this is the stuff he couldn't say on the truck.
Yeah.
Getting hit by a car hurts. Getting thrown out of a window.
And I Was Made for Loving You, we did a cover here with Youngblood.
But,
It was in excess at one point as well.
none of it ever hurt as much as not being with you.
We also tried a Taylor cue here that didn't work.
Was that from a movie or did I just make that up? It's pretty good.
It just feels so real that he's emotional and then tries to undermine his own
it with
emotion.
comedy.
And
And I don't think you should give up on that happy ending. Colt. I gotta go.
So that monologue
So
was like
good.
really important to us because we wanted to land the plane on happy ending for Jodie's movie and them. And we always like, is it too bold to just say it? And I'm like, we gotta say it. We have to say it. Don't give up on the happy ending. And I think it really helps us connect all the dots, you know? Here's obviously the stunt he did at the Miami Vice live show.
at one point, we had a CG like Colt jumping so that you knew that it wasn't, that he didn't die. There's a lot of conversation about whether we should show that he died or not.
Yeah, how long should we hold off? You know he's alive.
And fun fact, Ryan actually got his boating license for all of this work.
Yeah.
Although I think there was always a blind driver so that he could perform.
Yeah, he did.
Look at the Opera House in the distance there.
All real, shot in the harbor.
Gail.
And again, this was a planned intercut sequence that we really wanted to make sure we were connecting the dots on all of them.
It was, and this was a controversial section too, because it was like, do we show that he's alive? Do we not show that he's alive?
Police are investigating
And it was David Leitch who was like, I want to get that gorgeous shot of Ryan coming out of the water with the Opera House behind him. It's the scope we need, and it's so cool. And also that water shot, we actually heard in test screenings that they were so thankful that we gave it up, because if we would have held, the audience would have been annoyed because they really knew that, of course, he couldn't die. And so
Right.
it was actually a really great choice.
Glad
That's a deep fake right there. An AI face of Ryan Gosling. Our bad guys were pretty smart.
Yeah, we had some pretty smart bad guys.
We decided to grab a time lapse of a lot of different things because we had not gotten them in Hobbs and Shaw, if you
Right.
remember, and we needed them in a couple of spots. So we were like, let's just get some cameras to do some time lapses just in case we need them. And then we used it right there as the transition.
Totally. That is sort of like, that's a signature Kelly and Dave music moment in a movie. We love to use music and love to tell story visually, and it tells you so much visually.
Allows
there's very
you
low
to
after the
evoke what you need to.
yeah.
Police are currently investigating the suicide of American stuntman Colt Seavers. Following a dramatic boat explosion on Sydney.
Jodie and actually Emily her character knew, she's playing it like she knows he's alive. Like, she can't believe he would have died, you know?
Suicide of American stuntman Colt Seavers.
So him in an alien suit, it wasn't going to be this alien suit until we shot the other scene of the fire burn, and we loved that mushroom alien moment. And then we're like, why don't we put him in that suit
We thought
instead
it'd
of
be
the other
so
alien.
cute if Ryan was in a chubby suit too. Like,
Because he was going to be in one of those other ones, like
it works really well
Oh.
for the stuntman in that suit to be just pummeled by her
Yeah, it's like-
because he has so much protection. And this
it's like a big
fight
punching bag.
was, quickly choreographed. Like a couple of days before, she learned it very quickly. We shot it fast because we didn't have any time. It grew because David Leitch grows everything, and it's one of the funnest parts of the entire movie. It's just so rabid and wild and feral, and it's like, and then this payoff here is just insane. Thumbs up, man. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's so great.
The Miami Vice stunt show.
I think this was the day that the studios came to set.
Yep, it was actually.
Yeah.
Peter Kramer,
Yep.
Matt Riley.
No, it was great. You got it out just in time, I think.
And I think everybody knew, like, this scene was so magical.
Everyone's saying that you killed Henry.
Ryder killed Henry. He framed me.
There's footage of you.
And they defaked me.
What?
They do it all the time on the internet. They take Tom Cruise's face and they put it on yours, and you can't tell the difference.
Killing Henry, how do we get it?
It was on Ryder's phone, and then it got destroyed because Dan's last limo.
Again, goes back to this idea that, early on where he's like, I like to talk about and recap. He talks a mile a minute and recaps everything for the audience.
Yep. And they're both talkers because, like, in the car when she's like talking about her dad and
Yeah.
the broken ankle, it's like
It's so
like,
fun.
They can really go for it.
We can't finish the movie unless they think I'm dead. Maelstrom.
And again, like, I just think there's such a connection between her wearing the alien hand and him being in the alien suit, and it's just like all these woven in spots that like are just how it all happened, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna hide you until we can clear your name. None of it matters anymore. It's just a stupid movie.
What?
That's Metal Storm you're talking about.
I felt like that's how we were with Emily the whole time. It's Metal Storm.
I
It's
know.
your movie.
She kept
and she's
saying,
like, what?
"This
Like,
is such a
whatever.
dumb-
It's so
look,
silly.
what
It's
is
such
this?
a
So
dumb
silly.
movie.
It's so
like,
silly.
it's like you have to care about it. Like,
Like,
it's
if
the
you
only
don't-
thing you've ever cared about.
And all of us get to be a part of something special.
And we all believed it, and then I think finally she did too.
Yeah. How beautiful it is.
But I'll be damned if I'm gonna let Space Cowboy and Aliana not have theirs.
Aww, oh my gosh.
Ready, my love?
What's up?
Really?
She's in on it.
What?
Yes. Okay, come on. Let's just kiss her.
No, come on.
Yeah, it was such a fun day.
Come on.
I was so worried they were going to break this set. Trying to squeeze him in that door.
Again.
We shot that way too long. It was like so fun. We just kept shooting and shooting.
Just they're playing into, like, again, the physical comedy is so fun. Coming up here with Ryan in the background and all of that.
People love that.
Oh, the physical
It just shows how much people are paying attention to the whole frame because the acting is so good in this too.
Yeah.
Like where they're and what they're saying is so cool. But like they actually always catch him back there.
Yeah.
It's just been so much.
I'm so sorry about Colt. You know, it's such a shame, but what a mess.
Right.
Who knew?
Here it is.
I tried to help him. I hope you know that. But sometimes. But silver lining to this very dark cloud. I've got Ryder to come back, and I have a plan. Really? But we're not going to be able to do your big third.
Yeah, so the third act came together later than we'd hoped.
Dead.
He's gone.
He's so dead.
Stay with me. I spoke to Venti. She says she can.
Yeah, well, I mean, the way that we make movies, and really Ryan does too, we're always making the movie in the moment that we're making the movie, and everybody's really present and changing it along the way and stuff. And so it was hard to think about what we were shooting later. The good news is that we were shooting in order and sequence, so we had time, and we also had a Christmas hiatus.
Yeah.
But we needed to get to the third act, and I think I was really pushing you guys to try to get there.
Yes, you were. Yeah.
I'm very grateful. But the lesson I stand by now that you've taught me
you fall down.
I love that she's almost saying.
Yeah,
what-
she mouths it. You get right back up. So.
God, that's my girl. It went in. I'm so proud of
Good,
you.
okay. Thank you. All right, let's
One
get you
last
out of
thing.
here. Yeah.
Have you seen Dan?
No, I think he's by the taco truck.
The taco truck.
Taco truck.
Taco.
Okay, bye-bye.
Love you,
But the truth is, with the third act, we always had the pillars of production. Like we say, that we knew we were going to be on the set. We knew we were going to jump the car. We knew we were going to have the crew involved in some way. And, you know, that there would be like that car action involved. And so then it was a matter of like figuring out the story to make it be as best as possible. But all that stuff, our crew was able to prep well in advance. And so, and we stuck to it.
Yeah. And on top of that, which led to the difficulty, was the logistics of a location really helped the plan, right? That the crew would have to engage. Even though we had the pillars, we didn't settle on a location because we were trying to find something that had scope, that we didn't have to build all of it, you know? So we found a great location near Sydney.
High noon at the edge of the...
There's some set extension in there, obviously, but like these cliffs are real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a big sand pit, sort of industrial area that is right on the waterfront. We actually shot the cannon roll there too, but then we ended up setting our whole third act set piece there. We built some of these spaceships. We built the big spaceship in the third act.
Yeah.
We built the hills.
We built the hills. We actually built the trench. We dug the trench.
We dug the trench.
Yeah.
And the most powerful weapon in all galaxy.
Aaron was amazing this day. He did the monologue, 5-6 times, but just finding really fun character moments.
Every one of you is a spark, baby. An ember. A goddamn fire! Love is how we will win. But even if we lose, we're gonna die fighting for a happy ending! Hell yeah! Woo! Let's go get it, man! Get on out! There we go! Who's with me? Who is with me?
Yes! So good, thank you.
He was really hesitant at first, like, I don't want to play this narcissistic douchebag, please.
Because I had tears?
And then he finally, for Kelly and Dave, I'll do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll do it.
All right, that's it. Yep, we're gonna do the car jump.
No.
So glad. I mean, he's
so glad.
He's brilliant.
I think he's such a genius.
That's all I need.
I can't see anybody else in the role.
No.
I mean,
I know.
Come on, this is his moment.
Wait. I'm not gonna do any driving, right? Because I'm gonna feel really nauseous.
Okay?
Zero notice here. We're moving as fast as we can. All right, everyone, double the pace.
Yeah, so that's a practical trench that we built.
yes, but a CG shot.
CG shot, yes.
We need enough charges to blow this canyon sky high, people.
Keith, where are we?
Go as fast as I can, Nige.
We're as ready as we can be.
Hey, get ready to come in and check the mic before we go.
Copy. Sound, can you come down here and check Ryder's mic, please?
All right, Tom, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, remember this bit? You're going to be in the alien vehicle. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, and with nowhere to go, you're going to jump the car over the ravine. So I just need a quick pop on you.
Space cowboy ain't scared of no ravine. So I'm thinking maybe just a couple of reaction shots. I'm like gritting my teeth, like, God damn.
I love Emily's reaction to all this, like maybe because it's like,
Yeah, I love the choice. All right, let's pop these on.
Okay, what's this?
There we go. No, this is because you've escaped the aliens.
Is this necessary?
Looks like raise the stakes.
Kind of cool.
It's like, how do you sell an actor into more ideas?
yeah.
I told you this before I got on set.
Appreciate you, Tom. Thank you, sound good.
Okay, great. So, you got this guy coming on your left.
All right, we
All
got
right, take him out. Someone else is going to crash down on the bonnet. You're going to take him out.
No. See, what I'm thinking is maybe I
Look at her reaction.
first, and I'm like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
And maybe I can do a line like,
I was shooting aliens way before I was paid to.
Fantastic. All right, let's look it up.
She's like, you idiot. It's such a subtle,
Yeah, it's so
funny
great.
moment. Look at Hannah over her shoulder, like,
you gotta go. Then outrun me.
I know this feels like, you know, ridiculous and like some of the over-the-top nature of it, but sometimes when you're on set, you're looking around, it's just, it is surreal, right? You have people in a car shaking and like, you know.
yeah, it's really not that ridiculous
I know.
at this point. I mean, this part's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hey, we are filming.
The third act, sort of like conception, we had so many different conversations going. Should they be double golden cowboys? Should, you know, Cole come in with his own special like alien suit? Should we, you know, I thought of a million different ways to get them in the same vehicle at the same time.
Yeah.
Even designed different outfits that we never used, but then it was sort of fun and funny that they were both in the same costume.
Like you would be
wearing
when
it
you're
their
a
own
stunt.
way, like you would be when you are on a set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't see it any other way now, but that was like a big discussion, like how would he be in disguise? And but the fact that they're stunt double and actor makes so much sense. This is all practical. This is Logan driving the car. This is real explosions going off behind him. This is old school stunts right here.
I see him. Everything's going to plan.
And that's a truck that we built,
I see them. They're entering.
a trophy truck that we built with a specific suspension so we could do the jump that's coming up. We actually shot the flips of the cars, and then we actually did another day where we shot some more, right?
I think second unit shot.
Second
some of
unit
them.
shot some
Just 'cause
additional.
we had them, and we might as well like do it. And
Yeah, we wanted to see if we could get another couple good moments.
then we ended up using them all.
Yeah. It's real, not set extension. There's a lot of fun stuff in the alt takes with this too.
You blew up in a thousand pieces. You went kaboom. Why would
So we played with this idea, like when you're wired on set, you know, you're always cautious about what you're saying because the sound department can always hear it and they're recording often. And like, why don't we use that as like the main way to entrap him, you know?
Tom Ryder's doing his own stunts.
Everyone roll. Anchor. Check. Heli.
And this was
So-
a exciting day, this stunt.
It was very scary, but it was very exciting.
Yeah.
Logan Holiday did the jump. They had done multiple practices, but not at this exact distance, height, nor over this exact abyss. And it never looked like they had gone as far or as high as they were going to have to go on this one. The car's going 72 miles per hour. We only had one chance, and he felt like it was going a little slow, pressed the pedal a little bit harder than he thought, because just his gut said that he wasn't going as fast as he was used to, and it was a godsend that he felt that, because he might not have made the jump if he would have been going at the pace without that extra push.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what's your real name?
Tom Ryder.
Did you get that, Joey?
We got it. He confessed.
You wearing a wire? Bro, you recording this? This is entrapment. You can't do that.
No, it's not entrapment
What are you doing?
because you're wearing the wire.
What else do we know? The ramp is 14 feet tall, 63 feet long, and the actual jump over the crevasse is 225 feet. And at the apex of the jump, he's at close to 80 feet in the air.
That's real.
That is real. And if you look right as he lands,
You'll see a piece of the set
you'll
pop
see a
up.
piece of the set pop up. And that is how close he was to not making it. Because that wasn't actually on land. That was the set. That was really a facade of a set. So he had to really even press the pedal and give it some gas in order to kind of overcome the set to get to land. It was closer than we knew at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those stunts that you got to do right or else there's serious consequences. So we feel lucky to have such a genius of a driver to sort of know all those specifics and those nuances, or else could have gone a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
I told you I'd make the camera up to you.
Oh, it was fantastic.
And I think Second Unit did that role, didn't they?
Yeah, so we did it as an overlap. They had a car flipper, and so you put the car on a flipper, and basically a hydraulic thing, and it rolls the car downhill, and had some dummies in the car for that one, and then replaced them with some visual effects. And
Can we call it a date? I mean, that's what it is, right?
Such a moron!
The plant payoff for the mouth guard here,
yeah,
using it and then having another moment where he's talking with it in.
yeah.
I love this toxic masculinity.
No, nothing like you.
I don't want to be presumptuous. I mean, but let's call it spade a spade.
That's why I gave you the job. Well, man, because you're so easily moldable, you know? Oh!
Oh,
exactly.
Give me the case.
This is a Gail Meyer production, not yours.
Jean-Claude's going to come
By
in
the
one
way,
more time.
Gail Meyer, named after Nick Meyer, my old boss. I don't know
Really?
if you knew that or not. Yeah.
I didn't
Who
know
I
that.
actually really like very much. He's not a villain at all, but
No, he's a sweet guy.
yeah.
This is always a fun moment for the audience, too, to see the stunt guys start to...
Just going for it. We
Yeah.
just decided to do this on a Second Unit day
You know.
just for shits and giggles. But it's actually critical for the character component because, you know, Winston Duke's character and Dressler get their final, moment.
fight. Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Jody.
And people love watching Winston beat the shit out of that guy. He's so
Yeah,
good.
he's so good in the
so
movie.
good in action. He's so good. And people love his character. I think it was Ryan's choice to be jumping around like that, like he was semi-wounded.
Yeah.
This is a great moment. And also we've got some female stunt women in there, which is really great. And this is funny. Remember, we
Yep.
wanted her to be in a golf cart here, and she was, and Hannah was like, "I want to do some action.
I want to be in
and
that
I
quad
wanna
right
be in
there.
that quad.
Give me that. And so she drove it. She
Yep.
got to drive it. She's very excited.
She got to
wants
drive
to.
it. She was kind of mad that it was only that far.
Yep,
She's
she
like,
wants to
"Can I
do
go
an
someplace
action
else
movie.
and drive it more? And can it crash?" We were like, "Slow the roll, Hannah."
This design is growing on me.
We got to get her in something that she can do more action in.
Yeah.
She's got the desires.
It's the evidence. Why don't you just stop talking?
Why didn't you just stop talking? That was a line that you didn't even know what she was saying until deep into the edit, and it's
I
such
know.
a great line. Why didn't you stop talking?
Yeah, what did I was like, why didn't you just stop talking?
Yeah, I don't know what you thought.
I
said.
thought
Why
she was
didn't you
telling him
just-
to just shut up right there. Like, why don't
Right.
you just stop talking?
Right,
Not
which
why
is
didn't
easy
you?
to think that that's what it was.
Yeah, but it makes much more sense.
Well, no, it's just kind of cool that she was just like, "Why did you put us in this situation,
yeah,
you
exactly.
idiot?"
No, totally.
So, you know, the cool thing about Ben Knight, who plays Dressler, is that he is an action actor. And so we had a double for him who looked exactly like him, but we used him very little because Ben can do his own action incredibly well. And we were really lucky to have him. He's actually a comedian, too. Very funny guy.
So funny.
Beach somewhere. Wear a couple of swimming costumes.
Just drink a spicy margarita or something.
Yeah, make some bad decisions.
Okay, sure, yes.
Sound like a plan?
It's a better plan than this. Hey, please be careful. Okay, swing him around. Go!
So all this wire stuff and swinging on the ultimate arm, all that was done in situ at the location on the set. Normally you might say, oh, we did that on a stage and put it in and comped it in. We got to shoot all in the same light. The effects team had made this helicopter rig that we had from a crane that had a gimbal that allowed us to lift that helicopter and move it around, and such a great special effects team to work with us to do the practical stuff.
Dan Oliver, genius.
Yep.
Some of the best in the world.
And that's why you feel, because most of it is real. And we're erasing things in parts of rigs, but it's all happening at heights and
it often we would do, which we do a lot, like one of the stuntmen and then one of the real actors fighting together so that the stunt person can help the performer perform action better, but we also had great action performers in both Aaron and Ryan. Aaron's
so
a
good.
tremendous action actor.
Mm-hmm.
87 North, right there. Always be branding.
Always be branding.
Oh my God, my nose!
So this high fall, Troy Brown is the stunt performer who's going to do the high fall. And
his dad, Bob Brown, is a high fall legend. I think he holds the world record, 225 feet on fire from like the 90s. But this is a personal record for Troy here. And we had said that we would do it at 120 feet. But then the conditions were so perfect, and he begged us, could we please go to 150? And we said yes, because we wanted to make his dreams come true. The bag is from South Africa. It was the last bag that his dad fell into.
Yeah, it was the one he broke the record with.
His name had already been signed on it, and then Troy signed the bag on that day, which was really special.
Yeah. It's had so many great stunt performers on this movie.
I think we changed the color of the bag somehow, though.
We did. We had this bag right here is a fake bag, so it billows more. And so we got this romantic sort of billowing. We did that for the kiss scene coming up. And then in post, we changed the color of the other bag.
Lots of conversation about how to shoot a kiss. Turns out David Leitch hasn't shot very many of them, and we had to figure out how to shoot kisses. Shot a lot of punches, but not very many kisses,
Oh my
babe.
God. But that's epic.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, the explosions help, you know, to really sell it.
The kiss, it helps.
And then this button, which is so ridiculous and funny. We didn't know who we were going to cast to replace Aaron Taylor Johnson's character for the longest time. There were a lot of conversations. And then we realized that our friend Jason Momoa was in New Zealand and may be able to give us a day, and literally flew in the night before, shot the day, flew out the night of, in between a ton of stuff that he was shooting there.
Yeah.
And we felt so lucky to have him, and he came, and we had so much fun in such a short period of time and shot crazy stuff like this, which wasn't even planned. It was just like this random day of shooting as much ridiculousness as possible with Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine what a whole movie would be like with him?
Oh, it'd be so fun.
Let's do it.
So fun with Jason.
So fun. And then he has his own interpretation of like
the monologue.
So ridiculous. And he shoots the guns the same way that Aaron does coming up here, which is so silly. There we go.
He had to learn a bunch of choreography, and he's like, man, I haven't learned this much choreography.
In a long, long time.
One day on set with you, I have to learn a whole movie's worth of choreography.
There's Atomic Blonde cosplay behind Ryan there. Nice placement. Look at her cute little
Look at Shrek.
outfit. Oh my gosh.
As for Jodie and I, we got something even better. We got a new beginning, filled with spicy margarita.
And then we have the button voiceover.
Yep.
I don't want to romanticize it or anything, but I think what Jodie and I got...
So cool. The donuts rig.
The donuts were so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not.
The script, like, credits is cool, by the way.
Yeah. Thanks. It turned out great.
And then this
is
was a desire of ours to do this, and actually super supported by the studio. Like, just the notion that, like, if this is about the people who do these things, like, and also when the actors do, let's show it. It's going to be so fun for the, you know, for the audience to see. And it turns out it's definitely a highlight and something unique to our movie for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we
I saw
thought
old
because
school. They used to do this in
Jackie
the 80s.
movies and in the
Burt
80s,
Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds movies.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, because it's such a love letter to making movies, we wanted to just show how we made it and and a love letter to stunt people and see them actually doing it.
That's the actual jump right there.
Here you got Blake Shelton doing
Blake
the
Shelton.
redo of the song.
So cool. He actually wanted to, as soon as he found out that we were doing the Fall Guy, he asked if he could remake the theme song, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Because we're huge fans of Blake's, unbeknownst to him, I think.
Maybe he'll know after this.
Maybe he'll know now. This is called a Sidewinder here.
Yes.
Which is a really dangerous stunt. Logan was driving 50 miles per hour. It wasn't quite as we planned it, but it was so intense that we decided not to go again.
Yeah, with the Sidewinder, you use the cars as like a brake. And what happens is you score the cars, and when you crash into them, it slows down the vehicle, but it usually sends it into a really funky spin. And that time, it just stuffed it. And so it was like it was a shock to everybody.
I think because the truck is so heavy or something.
Yeah.
Here's the 8.5, which is pretty epic.
Yeah.
First time we shot this, it was 4.5, and somehow...
Watch the wheel come up. Fred North.
Almost hits Fred. I remember he had to yank up fast. Get out of the way, Fred. And look at that crash. And we're cheering before we know he's okay, which is not really what you're supposed to do. But we knew because of the way that it rolled that he was going to be okay.
Yeah.
But you're usually supposed to wait. We were just so excited for him.
Now you get to see some of the special effects rigs. Like that's, you know.
Working with Dan Oliver and Keir Beck really to create that rigging.
Yeah.
Let's go big with all one take.
See these real effects on set, like.
Try to do that as much as possible. There's the fire burn. God, look at that gel on that poor Ben. Just how to keep him safe.
Yep.
I think he burned like 20 times that day. No,
It's a lot. He
a lot.
was set on fire a lot.
Maybe 9, 10 times in one day, which is, and long burns, which is like part of the, that's the day. There we are, scared out of our minds, jumping like maniacs.
Film's first great directors were all stunt performers.
That's Troy's.
That's a practice.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest winners in Academy's history are completely dependent on stunts.
Crazily enough, Troy looks exactly like Ryan. Like, because you had to find a specialist.
Yep.
Why was he jumping into the water like that? What was that for?
That was an element for this.
Oh,
where we were
and
going
then
to
we
show
didn't
him
end up
alive.
using it.
Right. Yeah.
That's a real explosion. It was so big that night. I mean, I thought we were going to blow up Sydney. The whole of Sydney. Oh, and
Yeah, it
then
was big.
here's our true love letter to the
The original.
original television series. Because if you don't know that series,
You just calm down.
every show ended with a bit of a dragnet sort of we gotcha kind of moment where they were on some kind of thing that was fabricated by the crew.
Right.
And, you know, one of them posing as a fake police officer or
Whatever.
something like that would kind of make it all happen. That like, and it would just kind of be like jumping the shark a little bit and get a little silly. And so that was kind of what we were trying to do with this button.
Totally.
It's also just fun if you don't know the show.
Yeah, it allows you to.
And Aaron wanted us to kill him, for the record. We didn't
Aaron's
want
like,
to.
I can't play this character
He's
again.
Like, I can't play him again. You've got to kill me.
Please don't let me make.
So we had
Please
to blow
don't
him
make
to
me play this
smithereens.
character.
And of course, we have Lee and Heather.
Yep.
Who flew in to Australia for a couple of days just to play with us all the way just to be in the movie. It was so awesome.
So great. They were so charming, and Lee is amazing. Yeah.
And this is a Dom Lewis original, which we almost used a million different places in the movie, and it's almost too personal and has too much character to land anywhere, but it's such a beautiful song. And if you get the soundtrack, yes, I'm plugging, and buy it. It's like such a beautiful song. It's just like stunning.
Yeah. We had really toyed with this being their Top Gun song.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. And sort of nostalgic to the 80s and 90s.
Couldn't quite figure it out.
But you'll hear the theme is from this. Their romantic theme is from this song. But anyway, we love this song a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the lyrics are beautiful. And that's Dom Lewis singing.
Singing, yeah.
He is a phenomenal musician. And there's my cousin, Abby Alsop. She watched our dogs because Australia does not allow for dogs to enter the country unless they quarantine for 6 months. So we did the whole movie without our dogs, and
That
it
was
was
probably the
really,
hardest
really
thing.
hard and sad. And Abby saved us by taking care of him for almost a year. Thanks,
Thank you, Abby.
And thank you, Universal.
Yeah,
And thank you
thank
guys
you.
for sitting with us for a couple of hours.
That was fun.
So fun.
Out of time.